This is our child. This is the first legitimate fitness child of two men.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking right at it. It's the FU24 challenge. These are 9 habits that we can teach you that will change your life. And the cool thing is these aren't even original. It's just our way of spinning it. These habits aren't proprietary. These are tenets that we live by, and we pick them for a reason. And by the way, maybe we can soft intro our editor, Trevor. We're going to put up the rules. Hopefully consider it up. It'll be up. We've got rules here. And we're gonna go by them one by one and just share a little bit about what inspired us to pick these rules. Before that was my introduction to the program. Michael, do you have your own take on what the Fittest You 24 challenge is to you besides our first child together?
Yes, I think it's a good example of, I believe, everybody, to do anything long term of meaning, you have to have a why behind it. What's your why? And our why behind this, there's a why behind the project, the Fittest You challenge. There's a why
Change your
behind the
identity.
timeline. There's a why behind each and every rule. Like, there's a reason. We didn't just pick shit out of the air and pull it out of our ass and say, this should work. There's a reason for all this stuff, and it lays the strong foundation. Is it going to build you the dream bodybuilding physique you need in 24 days? No, but it lays the foundation for you to do whatever you want on your fitness journey. And this is where we live. This is where we live every day. Like, we may be 5, 6, 7, 8 years into our journey, but we never get away from what the basic blocking and tackling, right? We have mastered the fundamentals. These are just that. The background, the meaning behind this, it is a continuous 24-day challenge that's built on the principle of upgrading your mind and your body. And we all make excuses to say, oh, I'll start after my vacation, or, oh, I saw this document Yusuf and Michael posted. It looks dope. I'll do it after I get back from the beach next week.
Bitch.
Fuck no. Just start now. Give yourself a head start. Give yourself a buffer for the asshole you're going to eat like on vacation. So just start now. Let's roll into rule number 1. Talk about it.
That being said, this challenge starts Monday.
Yes, it will start tomorrow when we upload the episode. It will be tomorrow.
Yeah, it literally is going to start Monday. Okay, rule number 1. Do 10,000 steps every day. I will say inextricably it is connected. I'm self-aware that I have significantly better days when I hit 12 to 15,000 steps mentally in my mental health. Steps is like what grounds me, I feel like.
That Huberman talks about, there is a psychotherapy called EMDR therapy. And the principle and basis of that is you move your eyes back and forth rapidly. And that helps to calm the mind. And they use it in psychology to help people cope with traumatic memories. And when you do that, when people talk about feeling calmer after a walk, you organically, naturally do that when you're walking. You're scanning your environment. You're just looking around. So physiologically, Huberman talks about go for a walk. Physiologically does have a calming effect. So for those of you that say, I don't feel that different when I walk my steps every day, sit on the couch looking at your screen and then tell me that after 6 hours you don't feel more anxious, and then go walk and you'll fix it.
Low steps, usually high phone, high screens. It's how you turn your body off. It's like how you turn your body off.
Bought a walking pad, actually. She bought one on Amazon, and we've been using it. And I've been doing, like, you answer emails, you have administrative work you don't really have to think about. You just set that thing low and slow, and you can knock out 2,000 steps while you're answering emails. It's really nice. So you can grab those on Amazon. Just go buy one.
I just want to do that for my brain, literally, just for my brain. I feel like that's a subtle flex too, to have a brain that's sharp, just to be just to be literally awake.
And it helps. Movement does that.
Yeah, step number 2 of the FU24 challenge, aka the Perma Ripped or Wake Up Through Fitness challenge. Do 50 push-ups every day. Why? Because it's hard. And the first, I don't mean to stereotype, the first people who are going to go 50 push-ups every day, that's a lot, and that's manly, and that's this and that. I'd be the first people, probably going to be women that say that. Just to the truth, I coach about 80% women, and it's the feedback I hear the most directly. It's like, push-ups, why? Push-ups, why? It's like, and then once I start doing it, they're like, this is so fun. They're like, I feel strong. Like, I feel good. Like, my arms feel good. Like, I'm in my friend group doing push-ups now on vacation, like, just to feel good. So everyone, I think the people who say, oh, that's too much, you're the exact person who should do it. And you're the exact person who's going to be the one saying, I can't believe I love this, because it's the gateway drug. I wrote it on that. It's the gateway drug. It shows you that you can do it. 50 push-ups adds up, and it could be one every 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be unbroken. And for the guys on this, 50 push-ups a day is just the beginning. Like you're gonna want to do 150. You're gonna want to do. This is just 50 for consistency's sake, and just to build the foundation. Michael, you I think on this particular with push-ups, you just started about. I don't want to say you just started doing push-ups, but just I've been doing.
Yeah.
I got.
I've been doing a ton of push-ups lately, and as a guy who's always struggled to grow his chest, it's made a huge difference in the last couple months, specifically deficit push-ups. But even like for the people who say it's too much, a lot of ladies, like you said, will struggle with this. You don't have to do 50 unbroken. Sarah is doing the challenge with us, and she's doing 10 sets of 5 throughout the day. 50 is 50 at the end of the day. You put the same amount of work on the muscle, and it's not a lot. But for some people, it's that first win, that first stack of undeniable proof that you can be a fit person, and that's why we put it in there.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. It's the passport to your identity change. It's the bridge.
Yeah, I like that. The passport to your identity change, which leads into number 3, another passport or another stamp on that passport of identity change, 50 burpees every day, which I think is way fucking harder than 50 push-ups every day.
Big time.
Burpees are such a good example of no matter how fit you think you are, you can always do something to put your ego in check immediately. It's like ice bath, sauna, burpees. I don't give a fuck if you're David Goggins. You can get to burpees to failure and feel very humbled. So that's another reason we put that in there. Doesn't have to be 50 unbroken. I did 2 sets of 25 yesterday, and I was pretty smoked. Like, it was tough. Full body functional movement. And again, there's no other reason they're in there at a high level other than they're challenging, and they are easy, and you don't need a gym to do them.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding. Shall we number 4? Or these two number together? Let's go over number 4 and number 5. Regardless if you're trying to cut or bulk, is just hit your protein goal. Yes, you can go over. Have at it. Eat at least 4 sources of single ingredient foods, whole foods. Getting your natural moral food compass to begin looking and seeking for organically occurring foods. You can't get fucking fat doing these. That's the point.
Just to clarify, when we say whole foods, you don't have to shop at the overpriced grocery store. Single ingredient foods. Chicken has 1 ingredient. Chicken. Potatoes are potatoes. Everything on the perimeter of the grocery store is a whole, natural, single ingredient food.
It can
die. It doesn't
die.
have a label. Yes, it can die. It has a lifespan. It's a fruit. It's a vegetable. It had a mom or dad and ran around in a field at one point. Those are the foods we're talking about. So, next piece of this is drink at least half your body weight in ounces in water daily. It's a good starting point. I don't believe in the gallon a day rule for everybody. Why would I, as a 190-pound male with slightly above average muscle development, need the same amount of water as a 5'1", 110-pound girl who is just nowhere near built the same as me? That doesn't make sense. So a good starting point, I like to say, take your body weight. Let's call it 200 pounds. I drink 100 ounces of water a day. Now, bonus points if you sprinkle in a little electrolyte at various points throughout the day. In the morning, what do I mean by electrolyte? Take a good quality salt. Get a healthy pinch, sprinkle it in your morning water, 32 ounces, drink that down. You're halfway there for some of you for your half
I've
your
been
body
doing
weight
it in the mornings because of you.
It's good,
Pumps
man.
are gnarly.
It's good. It gives you a great pump in the gym, boosts your blood volume. Electrolytes are great for our brain function because our brain works on electrical charges. So water, half your body weight in ounces. Bonus points if you do morning with salt and then salt in your water pre-workout. It's going to give you a crazy pump, increase your force output, and you're just going to feel better. Your skin's going to be more clear. You're going to have more fullness. Like if your stomach is
You're
full
literally
of water,
going to look sexier.
you're just going to look better and feel
You're
better.
literally going to want to eat your own face.
Yeah, that's one way to put
You're
it.
going to be like, that's my face. Wow.
And as a
'Cause
guy,
you look like you.
As a guy with skin issues, I know you have the occasional zip, but like you have great complexion. Pause.
Thanks.
I have some skin issues. So when I load up on water, I notice they're better. Like I have dermatitis. And if I'm not drinking as much water, it is worse. We are mostly water, therefore we should consume more water.
We are literally what? Yeah. Yes.
You want to do rule number 7?
Yeah, rule number 7. This, we could maybe hit these 3 again as 3. I feel like start your day with 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight. It just turns your body on. Pair that with a walk, water, electrolytes. Michael, I absolutely love your morning routine. I feel like a real human being when I do it, and I already kind of loosely know to do these things. But I think it's the structure and the intention behind it. I hope that couldn't be a better testament to it, because I really feel my mental health is suffer if I don't do these things. Like, I can feel more anxious, and I can tell. I'm like, am I actually sucking at life everywhere when I don't do shit like this? And then I feel literally horrible. And then when I do it, I drink water, get sunlight, and then practice self-reflection and meditate or think to myself or journal or get clear on things. I'm like, wait a second. Everything's actually okay.
Yeah.
That's literally how I fucking feel. Like, getting morning sunlight, drinking water, getting salt water in you, getting energized, looking forward to the day, talking to yourself nicely. Dude, there's nothing more still than that. There's nothing more comforting than that. And so with starting your day with sunlight and then taking 5 minutes to practice self-reflection, this is the talking in your head. This is the ongoing conversation between your two voices that are you, that both sound like you. The one's your higher self, one's your lower self. With practicing self-reflection, if I'm going to give an anecdote I've shared on my Instagram stories one time, someone said to our crumble reel, he sounds fat phobic to me, when I said people who have no business going into crumble, going to get crumble. And I explained it in context. I wasn't fat phobic. And I explained it, and it was like 9:00. And this guy is literally triggered at 9:00 trying to say I'm fat phobic. And I'm like, have you gone outside today yet and realized that no one's out to get you?
It's like you said, touch grass. Like, go outside. There's a big world out there. Stop getting mad at the internet, please.
Yeah. And I just said I posted this before, spare yourself your own triggering. That's all. It's not even a jab at this person at all, or anyone that is like, it's the sunlight for us is just good as a team.
Yes. And it's not even, we're not creating this impossible to do morning routine. Like, the morning routine video I made went very viral, and I've had hundreds of people say, you literally changed my life. And it's like that meme, the two stoic guys. Man. It's like, you've changed my entire life. And on the other side, it says, I'm literally just a heavy circle, and it's weights. It's like, all I'm telling these people to do is wake up, walk for 15 minutes, drink electrolyte water, get sun on your eyes directly, and then take 5 or 10 minutes to sit with your thoughts. No phone, no other people, no emails. Just let your mental inbox clear out. And it's crazy what that can do. It can be a journal. It can, for me, I just sometimes sit and stare at the wall and think about, like, what do I have to do today? What do I want to accomplish? What did I not accomplish yesterday? And that whole thing takes bonus points if you want to add a cold shower for a jolt. That whole 25-minute tops routine is such a small investment for such a big payoff. So that's the why behind these rules of reflection, sunlight, water. They are so small, they almost sound like unrealistic for how much of an impact they make. Like, it doesn't sound like it's that easy, but that's what this is all about. We're trying to teach you all. It is this is this simple. We are not like, we're lazy people. We just do the bare minimum, and it has a huge payoff.
But that's really sinking in right now. Oh, wow, that's good. And if I can share, I'll tell you what, because you sent me that TikTok that the guy literally shared that book called Great CEOs Are Lazy. Yeah. And then one thing that really hit me. So 5 minutes is what we're asking for too, for the self-reflection, because I think that's all it takes. So my mom hit me with something that really had a profound impact on me. And so my mom prays for me five times a day. I'm very proud of that. Like, I'm super proud of that. It's why I feel like my spiritual pillar is so strong in my life, and why I feel like I'm able to find and grip sanity to the extent that I can sometimes, despite having audacious goals or even just like crazy views of the world sometimes. Just like, and I'm solo. Like, we're going to talk about this earlier. I kind of want to get a dog. Michael, you have a dog. We'll share. We'll expand more in later episodes. But like, this time to yourself where you can really think and process things and discover your goals and discover your inner dialogue and where you can improve, and your spiritual connection, the connection that you have to yourself and your life and what your purpose is, what your deeper meaning is. That 5 minutes is all it takes to find and discover profound grounding and senses of meaning. And wait a second, I belong here just as much as these plants do, just as much as these buildings do. I've been put here for a reason. I think it takes just 5 minutes to begin to gradually build that level of inner self peace and groundedness and awareness and consciousness. One thing my mom said to me, she was pleading with me to pray. I got a prayer mat. I just dug back into my spirituality last 6 months or so. And I got a prayer. My Muslims are supposed to pray 5 times a day. I grew up Muslim. And my mom prays 5 times a day, like legitimately. She's like rooted in that. And it's funny, it goes to show my mom has also struggled with her health battle, like wanting to be fit and struggling with anxiety, like seasonal affective depression disorder, like, or just that sad. She struggled with it. And I'm like, go outside, go outside, go outside. Just 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. She hit me with this and I couldn't believe it. She said, Yusuf, are you praying? And I was like, Mom, I'm busy. Yusuf, are you please pray, my son? And I'm like, Mom, I'm really putting this podcast together. I'm doing the training program. I'm getting my steps in and this and that. I get my protein. I get my posts up. I get my clients together. And she's like, just 5 minutes. And
no excuse.
And she was like, just 5 minutes. And like for me, what I felt at that moment was profound self-awareness. And it was like this coding of like what I felt like at the moment was like God saying, are you saying you don't have fucking 5 minutes for me, you little bitch? Yep. Like that's what I was like, I felt puny. I went, who am I? What am I? Like, yeah. And that 5 minutes to yourself, here's the cool thing. Not taking that 5 minutes to yourself, I would say arguably, unintentionally, to me, now I see it could be perceived even as more selfish, big picture, because that 5 minutes of me grounding myself, you grounding yourself, listener grounding themselves, could set them off on the exact better path that they've been trying to seek internally of clarity, of like, how do I make this change happen? How do I change my lifestyle? How do I improve? How do I elevate internally? How do I gain clarity? These are the steps. Just 5 minutes. If you've got just 5 minutes, you've got yourself. If you've got just 5 minutes, you've got your purpose. And we've said this before, you are worth it. You're worth it. Because if we feel like we are, which is why we're on the podcast talking to you. Because we were like, we had to think that we were worth this. This is scary. You could be on the other end being like, these guys are idiots. Like what in the 5 minute? What in the, like, we could be, but we're called to do this because this is our purpose. We wouldn't know that if we didn't take this time and to be like, this would really make a difference. Okay, I need to get off my ass. I could be chilling. You could be chilling. We could be doing. But this is like out of like, we literally need this to happen. We need people to know this stuff.
Call back to what you just said. I think it's really important. 2 things that you made me think of. One, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. What your mom said set the tone for us in so many different facets of, number one, the time for reflection. Like in a world where pretty much everyone wakes up and immediately goes into a low state of fight or flight because the average person rolls over, immediately checks their phone. They get on Instagram. If there's scientific research to show that you are more impressionable early in the day. You're promoting, I believe it's theta brainwaves is the frequency that your brain is in when you first wake up, and you're in a more impressionable state. So 2 things happen. 1, you're more likely to be on your phone all day when you start the day with your phone. And 2, if any kind of news, positive or negative, tends to have more of an impact. Like I can, honestly, this is going to sound interesting, but I love rap music. I'm from Atlanta, and Migos, I grew up on Migos, and I remember rolling out of bed in a bad habit, and I checked Instagram and I saw that Takeoff died, and I remember thinking like, I am insanely sad about this. I don't know the guy personally, obviously feel like I'm a big fan of his, but I think it was partly because that was the first thing that I heard that day was someone died, and that had an impact on me. So I say that in a world when we're constantly stimulated with TikTok and Instagram and all these things designed to steal your attention, emails, work, stress, kids, you have to take time to think about where you are as an individual, where you exist in the plane of the universe, even if it's just 5 minutes. And if you have 5 minutes for that, you have 5 minutes for push-ups. You have 5 minutes for burpees. You have 5 minutes for a quick walk. That's the principle of this, is if you have 5 minutes, you can get ripped. You can elevate yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It starts with 5 minutes.
This is our child. This is why this is our child. I think the last thing is sleep. Literally, the last piece of this is sleep. This is the glue. This is what pulls it all together. Sleeping makes this possible. How does sleeping make it possible? 1, you're going to burn your belly fat. You're going to burn that fat off your face. You're going to burn the negative habits. You're going to burn those negative thoughts. You're going to clear yourself of them. And sleeping is going to give you the ammunition and storage and space to do that. It's going to give you the RAM to do that. It's going to allow you to process events and, most importantly, set your body physiologically up for success. Like everything inside of you as a biology chemist reset. It's going to work with going to bed and sleeping 7 hours. All of this together in total, I'm so proud to call this my child, our child.
Me too.
I'm so proud. I think this feeling is better than anything. It's absolutely better than anything. What I can't wait for, push-up videos, a before and after, even just a mental testimonial of like, wow, like just the morning and sleeping and getting active. That's what's going to happen. We know this is supposed to happen. That's the good news. So if anyone's deliberating and debating, maybe should I? Absolutely you should. With love and with all due respect. Yes. Yes, especially if you're deliberating it.
We already got a taste of what it feels like. Like shout Brandy Rose, if you listen to the podcast, shout out to you for posting that story today. She posted that she was in a little bit of a rut with a back injury and not feeling great mentally, but she posted the challenge in the story, the challenge document. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, go to either of our Instagrams, full template with the rules, a meal planner, how to calculate your protein. It's everything you need.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that.
So I'm excited to see more people posting stuff, push-ups, burpees, the challenge on their stories. Do that if you're doing the challenge along with us, because I promise you we're doing it every day. So why not do it with us?
I'm hoping that we can refer back to the challenge repeatedly on the episodes and just go, if you don't know, go to the challenge. If you don't know, go to the challenge. Because that challenge really outlines a lot of our, maybe we should make a beliefs post too. I think our diet beliefs, like our the caloric constitution, self-care Bible, fitness self-care Bible, fitness, nutrition, mindfulness, self-care Bible. I want to put like a master resource where it's just like, y'all, here you go. Like these are the hard facts within dieting and mindset and like how to change your identity. That's what one more put up the photo of me looking like a lesbian. Cool. Put up the photo of Michael looking like a fat old racist. Our own words, to us. He called me. Said I looked like a lesbian. I say he looked like a fat racist. We both look like those things. And now, respectfully, we look like this. We're not a fat lesbian. Water, sunlight, sleep, and muscles, and burpees and push-ups. We hope this helps.
I think it will. I'd be stunned. Yeah. I'd be stunned if it didn't. I mean,
if this lesbian and this racist can change, so can you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Just want to make something clear. I'm not racist. I just look like a dude who drove a truck with a freaking Confederate flag tied to the back of it because I had a chin beard and a buzz cut and I was super chunky, and it was just a dark time in my life.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that
clear. Yeah. Okay. And I looked like a feminine male.
Yes. Very round face.
Thank you. Not the case you didn't. I'm glad. We try. Okay. Yay! I'm so happy with this. This is literally our baby. Wow. I think that wraps it up. I think this wraps up everything. We're excited for next week. We'll be posting probably anywhere between. We're going to be 2 to 5 days on the challenge by our next post. At the latest 6 days into the challenge by our next post. Let us know what you think of this kind of style when we share a little bit about our personalities, because I think getting onto YouTube and having 0 subs, like we didn't know who we're talking to, and so we were just like, let's just give value and see who comes and see who sticks around. I think one thing that we forget, and I forget, Michael, thank you for teaching me, and also Taylor Smith, huge shout out, huge credit to you. Without your support and your exceptional ability to run yourself, be a client, and be a personal assistant, then turned operations manager of a brand new company, and like the support and the brain, the noggin and heart that you have, and the skills that you have gifted us this time to really create this project of passion. And from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to all who've made this possible. And then so Taylor Smith, thank you. And then as we go into the challenge, if anyone has any feedback for us interpersonally as we grow, who we're talking to, your experience in this is going to go into helping us get better as well. As you improve your life and as you improve your habits, we want to get better at communicating this and the importance of it, and your success too as well. Because everyone in here, as long as you make these choices, I feel like eat well, exercise, train, take care of your mind, you are successful as soon as you say that you are in this. I think that begins the moment you start to make these decisions. I think your fittest you is the person that starts to decide to start eating steak, to start eating protein, and starts to get outside, getting sunlight. That's you. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and we're excited to have you.
Absolutely.
Michael, you got
And
any final notes for us?
if you have any questions for us, hit us up on Instagram. If you're wondering what the document, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on our Instagram, our most recent post. Well, my most recent post.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
a
pin it.
PDF.
I'll pin it.
Yeah, we'll pin it on our page. It's a full PDF. It's about 11 pages. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty impressive. It looks good. I'm proud of it, and it's everything you need to build a strong foundation. And we're excited to do it with you. We hope you do it with us, and we hope to hear about it over the next coming 24 days. That being said, I think that wraps the episode into a very sad step check. Yes. What you got?
It is 11:33 PST AM. I'm at 4,400 steps. I had some creative thought steps.
This is closer, man. This has been a tough one for me. I slept in a little bit. So 233 EST, and I am at a whopping 4,672 steps. So
wow.
Yeah, it's close. I need to get out and walk after we finish this. I'm headed out of town this weekend with Sarah and some friends for the early birthday celebration. So that being said, drop your step check in the comments. If you got value out of this, as always, subscribe, like, and comment. It helps us tremendously. If you're on Spotify listening, drop a review, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever you feel is fair, preferably 5. And we look forward to bringing you another episode and continuing to deliver value and watching all of you take this journey on with us in the Fittest You 24 challenge. We'll see you next time.
Bye.